Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, basketball fans, and welcome here to Okinawa for Game 1 of the B.LEAGUE semifinals, a rematch of last season's final between the RYUKYU Golden Kings and the visitors, the CHIBA Jets. Well, remember, these two teams did meet in the finals last year in Yokohama, and again, well, it wasn't the favorites, CHIBA Jets. What a year they had, the best record, winning the Emperor's Cup, but falling in 2 games to the eventual champions, the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, some fans of the CHIBA Jets making the 3-hour journey flight from Tokyo all the way here to the beautiful island of Okinawa. This was the host venue of the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup, in which Japan did able to qualify themselves for the Paris 2024 Olympics. Well, the other semifinal going on today, the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins take on Hiroshima Dragonflies, while the 4 remaining teams left. The winner of this series will meet the winner of either the Dragonflies or the Diamond Dolphins in the final in Yokohama. And at the moment, we have a rematch, as we mentioned, of last season's exciting counter of the B.LEAGUE final. The question will be, can the Golden Kings defend their championship? What a close series they had against Alvak Tokyo. Or can the CHIBA Jets regain the gold? The last time they won the championship was in 2021. Well, it was indeed a very exciting series. Golden Kings, of course, being pushed right to the limit, winning Game 1 on the buzzer thanks to a 3-pointer by RyukyU Kishimoto. Losing Game 2, but he got to go to Game 3. The former CHIBA Jet player, Vic Law, what a game he had. He played some monumental moments here for the CHIBA Jets. Well, excuse me, for his new team, the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Keita Imamura going down with a big costly injury. Questions, we don't know how healthy he'll be today, but again, Vic Law trying to follow up. Offensive rebound. And these were the free throws. Durham making one of those free throws to give his team a 1-point lead. Well, Tokyo went down by 1 point at this moment. They had the final seconds. Leonardo Mendel, a 3 to win it, and he wasn't able to get it in the end. And Golden Kings holding on. As the late, great Kobe Bryant would say, it's much harder to defend your championship than it is to initially win it. Well, probably the more exciting playoff series was between these two teams. The team with the best record, the Utsunomiya Brex, against the CHIBA Jets in another playoff series. That was a former final here in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. Remember, Jets, when they won in 2021, the team they defeated in the final were the Brex. And of course, the Jets have had a tough season, having to qualify for the playoffs via the wild card this year. And they did win the East Asia Super League, but they did win Game 1. But it was Yuki Togashi in OT in Game 3 that sealed the deal for his team. Well, they've had their backs up against the wall all season. Of course, coming to the playoffs with no home court advantage whatsoever. And in the end, they proved everybody wrong, winning Game 3. Makoto Hiyajima and his team having the best record this season in the B.LEAGUE didn't mean anything at all, because now the Jets have booked their tickets here in Okinawa. Well, again, the key players you want to look out for here tonight for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Number 45, Jack Cooley, the former NBA player, along with number 7, Alan Durham. Well, they've got a superstar Japanese backcourt of Shota Onodera and Keita Imamura, along with the likes of RyukyU Kishimoto. Well, the other player you want to look out for is number 4, Vic Law. Last season did play for the CHIBA Jets and did play in the final against head coach Daio Katani and the RYUKYU Golden Kings, his current team. But as the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. Daio Katani, his team, time and time again, as we saw in the game against Alvak Tokyo, looked like they had their backs up against the wall, but they prevailed. Championship DNA really did show. Let's listen out to
RYUKYU
RyukyU
コロシア
Kishimoto.
ムの雰囲気も、キングスブースター、そして岸本選手自身でも、ちょっとホームに近い雰囲気でやれてたと思うんですけど、さらにもう一度今度は本当のホームに帰ってくるんですけど、このキングスブースターからの後押し、どのように感じてますか？
いや、もう本当にいつも力もらってますし、CS って本当特別な戦いっていうのは、自分たちの頑張りもそうですけど、本当に 目に見えない力っていうのがすごくこう勝敗に影響すると思っているので、その上でやっぱりホームゲームで戦えるっていうのはすごく自分たちにとっては大きな、アドバンテージなのかなと思ってます。
こういう大一番を数多く経験している岸本選手、何がこのセミファイナルゲーム1勝敗を分けるかポイントがあったら教えてください。
はい、自分たちも今日の試合に向けてしっかりこう準備してきて、ただレギュラーシーズンもそうですし天皇杯もそうですし、自分たちが想定してなかったことっていうのは必ず起こると思うので、その上でしっかり自分たちがアジャストして、でその上でまたアドバンテージを取って勢いを持っていく、それがすごく大切になってくると思うので、あとはやっぱりこう気持ちが現れるプレーというか、自分たちの勝ちたいっていう気持ちがちゃんとプレーに現れればおのずと、今日の試合はこう持っていけるかなと思っているので、その3つですかね、そこをしっかり、やっていきたいと思います。
キングスブースターみんなで応援していると思います。頑張ってください。
はい、ありがとうございます。頑張ります。
Well, that was RyuKyu Kishimoto, the man who hit the game-winning three-pointer in Game 1. Notice tonight he's in for a big, big test here. Well, this CHIBA Jets team, I mean, they're still stacked with talent. They did lose some key players last season. Well, Gavin Edwards, he left. He was one of their monumental players who did play for Japan at the Tokyo Olympics. Well, Vic Law, of course, joined the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Takuma Sato leaving to join the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. And there is head coach John Patrick, who only returned this season. Remember, he played both professionally in Germany and Japan and coached Alvak Tokyo back in 2006. Well, it's been a tough season for his team, battling through injuries. Okay, now let's
宇宙選
listen.
手、前節クォーターファイナル、素晴らしい、すごいちょっと最後までわからない激戦やってこのセミファイナルに乗り込んできました。今の気持ち聞かせてください。
そうですね、自分のキャリアでもああいうダブルオーバータイムでヒリヒリする試合っていうのはなかなかなかったので、非常にいい流れで来れてると思いますし、でもここで勝たないと意味がないと思うので、しっかり勝ちにつなげられるように頑張りたいなと思ってます。
レギュラーシーズンからそしてこのチャンピオンシップ、まさか特別指定で、スタメンでの抜擢と言っていいと思うんですけど、そこの心の準備とか緊張って言葉は内尾総理選手にありますか？
いや、もちろん緊張はいつもしてますし、でも本当に素晴らしいチームメートがたくさんいる中でこう自分もスタートとしてやってるからにはもう責任はありますし、でもバックアップのメンバーも非常にこう素晴らしい選手がいるので、思い切ってやるだけだと思っているので、そこはしっかりやりたいなと思ってます。
失うものはあまりないと思うんですけども、このセミファイナル、何が勝利のポイントを分けるかと思いますか？
やっぱりこうディフェンスっていう部分は非常に前節も大事になってきたので、そこは本当に絶対勝つには必要なことだと思うんですけど、やっぱりこう気持ちの部分で、自分も若手らしくこうしっかり負けないように、そこは意識してやっていきたいなと思います。
千葉ジェッツブースターみんな応援していると思います。頑張ってください。
ありがとうございます。
Well, that was Sonny Uchiho, knowing that the challenge is going to be tough here tonight against the RYUKYU Golden Kings. But there is the matchup that we all want to look out for. Ryukyyu Kishimoto against the Sheriff, as John Patrick calls him, the first ever Japanese $1 million player here in the B.LEAGUE, Yuki Togashi. Of course, Kishimoto only 3 years older than Yuki Togashi. Togashi, of course, did play in the NBA G League, originally from Shibata, Niigata, up in the north of Japan. The same hometown as Keita Imamura. Of course, Togashi did go to play high school basketball in Maryland in the United States. Didn't get any NCAA Division I offers, but briefly did play in the NBA G League. Well, Kishimoto only spending his entire career with one team, and that team is here in Okinawa. Well, these two teams, they have met indeed twice so far this season. And both encounters, the RYUKYU Golden Kings have prevailed to come out victorious. The first time they met was on the 6th of April last month. The RYUKYU Golden Kings did win 85-76, and it was indeed one Vic Law, who had 17 points against his former team. Keita Imamura led all scorers that day. CHIBA Jets and Xavier Josie had 23, but the following day they did meet again. That was on the 7th of April, and as usual, as expected, it was the RYUKYU Golden Kings who did win again. And now we're going to get set to introduce the starting lineup here tonight for the defending champions as we enjoy the local entertainment here in Okinawa. The anticipation, of course, is pumping there. You can see the time these two teams did meet in the East Asia Super League and, of course, in the B-League. The B-League honors, they do indeed go to the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Who's finishing with a better record this season were the Golden Kings, much better positioned than the CHIBA Jets. Well, we would like to give some shout-outs, of course, to our fans watching live. So shout-out to Curtis Norton. Welcome to Volg as well. Welcome to A Minute with Juanito. Dito Sid Gaz, currently watching from Vancouver, BC. James Williamson. Well, welcome to Christella Sion, the MVP fan. And of course, Konnichiwa, Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi no Tomodachi, LET. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Kaito, who says, let's go Kings. All of our international viewers here tonight. Choi B, thank you so much for your kind words. Salamat, Belangel. But tonight, it could be indeed arigato gozaimasu to the RYUKYU Golden Kings, or it could be arigato gozaimasu to the CHIBA Jets. Golden Kings, they need to make sure they use this home crowd to their advantage. They've got to make every possession a very tough one tonight here for the CHIBA Jets. Well, they usually have been starting with the bigs inside of Alan Durham and Jack Cooley with a slightly smaller lineup. With Shota Onodera at 3, they like bringing Vic Law off the bench. Well, Vic Law tonight, he will start against his former team, so he's not coming off the bench. Alan Durham will also be in the lineup. Kishimoto, Onodera, and Alex Kirk. Interesting, no Keita Imamura. I wonder because remember he did twist his ankle in Game 3 against Alpha Tokyo. He will still be recovering. No Jack Cooley's there. He's going to come off the bench tonight here for the Golden Kings. Well, you know it's always a big occasion for a player like Vic Law when you go up against your former team. And you got to remember, Jack Cooley actually played for John Patrick in Germany. So when Jack Cooley, the man right there, played for the MRP Riesen Ludwigsburg in the German Easy Credit Bundesliga, his head coach was John Patrick. A very big game tonight here for both these two teams. And again, our 3 referees, we're very proud to say that we have 3 of the very best in world basketball. They've done an excellent job in all of our competitions, and they will continue to do so here tonight. Well, a big shout out to UAce, currently watching from Okinawa. Let's go Kings, Josh Strom. Chris Norton and James Williamson, thank you so much for the kind words. Legends. Welcome into Japanese B-League basketball. Well, the key matchup between the 2 point guards, number 14 and number 2. Remember, Yuki Togashi is the preferred option. The Akatsuki's 5, the Japanese national team. Kishimoto, a chance for him. He's already beaten Togashi once, and that was in the finals last year. And a chance to send a message to Tom Havas, the head coach of the Japanese national team, to say that I want my position in that national team as well. Masahiro Waki will be in the starting line. The key scoring options tonight here for the CHIBA Jets. That's going to be number 10, Xavier Cooks, the former NBA player from Australia who did play for the Washington Wizards. Well, hello to Mero Uishi, currently watching from Hungary. Konbanwa, dozo yoroshiku. Nihongo wo hanashimasu. Hiragana to katakana wo kako goto ga dekiru. So it will be the Golden Kings who have the first possession. Aggressive defense on the pick and roll coming from the Chiba Jets, but now they go down to Alex Kirk with the mismatch. Misses! Oh, he's got to by Shutahara, but he's got to finish that one. And here indeed come Chiba Jets, and again, the tip-in is good. Well, second chance points will be a key factor tonight here for these two teams. Deep three's up, and it's good. Well, Kishimoto, you know that's the man. That's his bread and butter. He likes to go for that rhythm. So Togashi's got him getting a little bit tighter on defense. Looking for options. Onodera defensively matching up here with Togashi. Puts down the middle, goes in. Well, this is the issue the Golden Kings had against Alvok Tokyo, the inability to defend a pick and roll effectively. Well, Kishimoto now calling for a ball screen. Doesn't use it, but they get the switch on defense. Durham final seconds. Well, again, gets rejected. Good defense, and that's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, the ball stayed too long in the hands of Kishimoto. Decided not to use the ball screen. That's good defense by the Chiba Jets. Well, welcome to Choco Chip Cookie. Good to have you back on the live stream, my friend. Togashi here is going to turn this one over. Chiba Jets. Well, g'day, mate, to LET, the MVP, currently watching in Australia. Of course, you have to imagine the anxiety of these two teams. Probably didn't want to see each other because they did meet in the final last year. And now into semifinals. Lord down low, finds Kirk, goes in, throws it down with two hands. Well, big man Alex Kirk down the middle. Well, Chocolate Chip Cookie indeed. Morocco Man has dyed his hair. He's gone with the blonde look. I'm telling you, I'm liking what the Morocco Man Alan Durham's done. He's dyed that hair. I don't think it's blonde. I think it's gold. I think he's trying to match the color of the uniform. Well, Dito currently watching from New York, so welcome, Dito. Mid-range no good. Rebound's been secured by the Jets. Trailing by 1 point. Well, here's the matchup we want to see, as I mentioned, but look at the speed here. Togashi simply electrifying. Well, John Patrick likes to call him the sheriff, and he absolutely dictates everything on the floor. Well, welcome to Nick Johnson, and happy birthday to Jenna, his girlfriend. Welcome to B.LEAGUE Basketball, and a very happy birthday, of course. Look at the speed here. This is why. You got to remember, he is the first ever B.LEAGUE Japanese $1 million player. So the first Japanese player within the B.LEAGUE to earn $1 million. We're trying to isolate. Got it by Shutahara. Bit of contact. Can't get it. Rebound by Xavier Cooks. Well, Cooks looking to go the length of floor. Oh, my goodness. Well, good day, mate. Xavier Cooks just went coast to coast. What a throwdown. Cooks took no prisoners on that play. Well, Vic Moore, top of the key, finds Durham wide open in the corner. Three is up, too short. Well, Kishimoto going off the backboard. The bank is open. Well, the Jets still hold on to a 1 point lead at the moment here, but he's scrambling here, including for every possession. Togashi now pulls up, sinks the three-pointer. Now you can see the reaction from John Patrick. Yasas Kalimera, Filimu, Tikanas Kanati, Tine. 4-point lead currently here too. Finding Kirk, but Kirk fumbles with the butterfingers. Well, Alex Kirk has got to be ready for that pass. That's a good move by the Morocco man. And the former Alvak Tokyo player, two-time champion. He's got to take care of the ball. Well, checking into the game, veteran player who has represented the Japanese national team, Ira Brown. Well, CJ Smith also coming into the game here at the moment. Christopher Smith, excuse me, for Chiba Jets. Smith down the middle. Mooney goes in, and all of a sudden it's all Chiba Jets. As now Dio Katani's got to call timeout. As Chiba are getting everything that they want on the floor here at the moment. Buongiorno Paolo, come stai? Cosa stai facendo? Ieri sera ho guardato la partita di pallacanestro italiano a Olimpia Milano. Nessuno è perfetto, ma di essere tifoso italiano è più vicino. Well, what a play there by John Mooney. Mooney went baseline and gave on the punishments. Well, here are some more replays. Kishimoto, the first three-pointer of the game. But one thing you got to credit down to the Chiba Jets, and that's all down to the fact that they've got John Patrick as a coach. They are a defensive team. So they will make nothing easy here at the moment tonight for. Biggest lead of the game. Remember, the two times these two teams met in the regular season was the beginning of last month. Golden Kings taking both victories. Down low to Durham. Durham backing down. Man, the pass is too predictable. It's another turnover. Well, Jack Cooley checking into the game for the first time along with Keita Imamura. Sandaya Katani mixing up his lineups. Imamura is going to get called for the foul against Christopher Smith. Imamura suffering that ankle injury against Alvak Tokyo. So here comes Matsuwaki into the game for the Golden Kings. Katani rotating his benches here so far. Hara left wide open. His own defense been exhibited here by the Kings, but really gets a big rebound. More, nowhere to go now. Pump fakes goes through, gets rejected, but Durham comes up with a follow-up. And that's why you have the bigs inside the paints. Running it down to a 4-point ball game. Kicks out, finds Ira Brown the corner. The veteran play. Now remember, Ira Brown has played for the Japanese national team. He does hold dual citizenship. It's a big-time three-pointer. Oh, Cooley again. Too big, too strong, and simply just too good for the former Sacramento Kings and Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Cooley was monumental for this team championship last year, and all of a sudden, Togashi is on fire at the moment. Sugoi. Togashi feels like he's going to take and make every shot he goes for at the moment. Defensively, Kings have got to be a little bit more alert. Matsuwaki finding Imamura. Oh, they're going to call something. It's an offensive foul. Oh, foul on the ground. No offensive foul. It's going to be against the Chiba Jets. Well, it's going to be a hook call called against. Yeah, that's the right call. That one's going to be called against Shutahara. Well, Hada hooked up arms. Unfortunately, you just can't do that. Brown defensively, matching up with Imamura. Vic Law also back in the game for the Golden Kings. Kishimoto going for a Hail Mary 3 up backboard again. You know, we see this from the Golden Kings. The shot selection can sometimes be a little bit erratic. Good defense by Cooley. Now Smith looking to attack. Changes hands in a B.E.A. beautiful move by Christopher Smith against his former teammate Vic Law. First time tonight, double-digit lead here for the Chiba Jets. Imamura kicks out, finds Law wide open. Three in the corner, beautifully tucked away. Second three-pointer tonight here for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. But the Jets looking very organized here at the moment. Browns made 1-3. Well, that's not acceptable. Who was there on the weak side? And that is going to infuriate Diakatani. I mean, how easy was that for Ren Kanachika to go in for the offensive rebounds? Well, Kanachika's going to get called for the foul. That's going to be the second team foul against the Chiba Jets. Chiba currently leading by 9 points. Kishimoto is going to go in himself. They had options there. Matsuwaki on the perimeter. And Cooley in the paint, but the defense completely left Kishimoto wide open. Sometimes that's what you got to do is try to dissect the defense down. Smith goes in for fadeaway, can't get it. Moore comes up with it. A 3-on-2 here for the Golden Kings. Finds Matsuwaki, pump fakes, goes for a quick three, it's up. Well, they had a 3-on-1, and in the end, they went for a three-pointer. Well, that's a disappointing transition by the RYUKYU Golden Kings. As I said, you have the numbers. You know, Matsuwaki's a good player. But the three-point shots of those calibers should be taken by Ruchi Kishimoto and Imamura. So Vic Law is going to foul Ira Brown over the back. It's going to be 2 free throws to Brown. Again, defensively, the Kings a little bit too relaxed. Nobody comes out to stop John Mooney. Let's see, pump fakes. Ooh, that looks painful for both players, that is. Well, Ira Brown currently the free throw line here for the for the Chiba Jets. Was 41 years young, originally from Texas, went to Gonzaga University, graduating in 2009. Now, many Filipino basketball fans will remember Ira Brown as he did play in the PBA for the San Miguel Beermen. Came to Japan to play for the Toyama Grouses. Has never left Japan ever since. Son Rocket Shibuya also played for the Golden Kings for 2 seasons before going to Osaka to play for Avesa. 9-point lead currently here to the Chiba Jets. Well guarded by Smith, goes in. Tough play, gets the and one. And Vic just giving the punishment to his former team. Well, look at the move here by Vic Law. Inside the paint, he just goes in with the George Gervin-esque finger roll. Well, of course, we all know the story about Vic Law, originally from Chicago. Went to Northwestern. Briefly played in the NBA with the Orlando Magic and the Lakeland Magic. The Golden Kings full-court press. It's just too easy to break down, but even though they missed this one from the CHIBA Jets, it's all a little bit too comfortable, a little bit too complacent here for the Golden Kings. 5-point lead to the Jets, though. More looking to penetrate, nowhere to go. Again, tough seal off that pass coming from Imamura. And here comes CHIBA. Well, that's going to be the second personal foul against Imamura here in the first quarter. So you got to think Diakatani's probably going to take him out of the game here at the moment. Well, of course, to all of our international basketball fans watching this semifinal live, please let us know where in the world you're currently watching so we can give you a shout out. This is Japanese B.LEAGUE basketball. Of course, you have fans such as LET in Australia, Christella Seong. Of course, Choco Chip Cookie. Everybody loving a bit of Choco Chip Cookie in the live YouTube chat. Both free throws made by Xavier Cooks, extending the lead back to 7 points. It's actually 2 for 1 here for the RYUKYU Golden Kings, but they must get a bucket. More isolates, goes in for the mid-range, can't get it. Really using the brute strength and just playing bully basketball. Well, Xavier Cooks had no chance inside the paint. Quick three from Togashi, can't get it, straight off the bench. Now we have 6 seconds difference between game and shot clock here for the defending champions. A rematch of last season's final. Remember, RYUKYU winning 2 games in Yokohama. Well, now hit, defended by Cooks. Pulls up for a 3, hand his face, nails it! And Vic lays down the law against his former team. But now the CHIBA Jets, they have a bit of time. Brown looking for the ISO, going in, coast to coast, and CHIBA again, just making them pay the price. Well, Ira Brown, who did play for the Japanese national team, little hesitation. Oh, no, excuse me. Smith, it was. Christopher Smith, my apologies. Smith now in his 2nd season here with the Jets. Well, basketball fans, that is indeed the end of the first quarter. We will take a short little break. Of course, welcome to Brigham Brighton B-Ball. Currently from Evansville, Indiana. Let us know where you're watching so we can give you a shout out. End of the first quarter. We'll be back in just under 1 minute. Nick Johnson, currently watching from Chicago, Illinois. Happy birthday to your girlfriend, Jenna. Welcome back, basketball fans. Second quarter about to get underway here between the CHIBA Jets and the defending champions, the RYUKYU Golden Kings. It's only a 5-point ball game. Coach tries to penetrate. They go for three in the corner. Three is beautifully tucked away. Second one coming here from Ira Brown. Well, Hugh Watanabe has just subbed into the game for the Golden Kings. It's the first time he's played here in the playoffs. Didn't play a single second against Alvok Tokyo. Golden Kings responding with a deep three as Hayato Maki in the corner with a three-pointer. Well, Maki played some phenomenal minutes in the Tokyo series. Cook's trying to ISO. Bumps in the lane, can't get it. No foul calls. Maki finding Durham. Durham looking to isolate. Goes out to Vic Law. Well, every time Vic Law has the ball in his hands, you know he wants to go right at his former team. Well, it's going to be a 3-second violation called against Alan Durham. And when that plays, Hayato Maki's got to go for, if you're going to penetrate, you got to go up for the lob or something. 1001 right here. Maki penetrates. And that's the right call by the official. It's still a 5-point ball game to the Chiba Jets. The champions in 2021 looking to regain that title now. Big Law comes up with a steal. The foul is going to be called against Ren Kanechika. Well, no, excuse me, my apologies. No, it's actually Masahiro Waki's going to get called for the foul. Oh, sorry, Uchiho. Uchiho went for the reach there. We did hear from Uchiho in the pregame interview. Talked about how this is going to be a tough challenge on the road. Remember, the Jets, who had the best record last season in the B-League, had to qualify for the playoffs via the wild card. Otagashi hands his face again. Simply unstoppable. Well, $1 Million Baby. Durham now looks to kick out. Finds Matsuwaki. Nowhere to go here on offense. Now we go to Durham. Durham bumps, can't get it. Now the offensive rebound. Down the lane, goes in, finds a layup as Hayato Maki finishes. The assist coming from Hugh Watanabe. 5 points from Maki here in the second quarter. Too quick. Find her on the shot clock. Hesitates. Kicks out. Finds Hara. He'll fire the three. And the Chiba Jets, they are on fire at the moment. First three-pointer tonight here for Shutahara. Well, Lord trying to go straight to the defense. Can't get it. Well, Watanabe's got to grab that one. Chiba, they just want this game a little bit more hungry. Down the lane, and now it is a 10-point ball game. Mooney goes in with a monster dunk. Well, this second lineup of players for both Alan Durham and the likes of Vic Law just is getting pulled apart here at the moment. I mean, look at the ball screen. Nice behind the back pass. The timeout's going to be called, so we'll hear what Daio Katani has to say to his players. Well, Chiba currently at the moment controlling the tempo. Shutahara making his first three-pointer. It looks like Asato Ogawa's going to check into the game. Veteran player here for the Chiba Jets, currently plays in the backcourt. Here in the backcourt for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Cooley also back in the game. Another turnover. Hayato Maki's got to take care of the basketball. It's as simple as that here for the Golden Kings. Foul's been committed. Could have been a 4-point play, and the foul's going to be against Hugh Watanabe. Well, it is minimal contact, but it is enough to justify the call. So 3 free throws coming up here for Christopher Smith. Well, Smith now currently in his 2nd season playing for the Chiba Jets, and what a monumental player he's been. I think the most exciting thing about Christopher Smith is how high he elevates when he tries to shoot. Well, Chiba's got to take advantage, potentially going up by 13 points. Momentum and lead all in their favor here. All 3 free throws have been made. Remember, the Chiba Jets never defeated in the regular season the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, good defense coming from John Mooney inside the paint, trying to make the entry pass is a little bit too tough. Nice play inside the paint, and that's where they've got to get it. Can somebody tell the guy Johnny on the YouTube chat, they're selling lives on eBay. I highly recommend you go get one, bro. Smith step back 3. This guy, simply, he is on fire at the moment. Well, he's cooking. Tough play, but Kishimoto trying to orchestrate something. Foul's going to be called against John Mooney. Well, this is the key factor, of course, of the Chiba Jets. It's all down to John Patrick's coaching. They are so aggressive defensively, but they cannot afford to pick up any silly fouls. 14-point lead. You want to hold on to this momentum. Well, currently with Shota Onodera in the backcourt along with Ruchi Kishimoto. Kishimoto penetrates, avoids a block, and again, no foul. Nobody going in for an offensive rebound. Well, shout out to Muhammad Ahmed, currently watching this game. Where are you currently watching the game, Muhammad? And which team are you supporting? Are you supporting Chiba Jets or are you supporting RYUKYU Golden Kings? Foul's going to be called against Shota Onodera. Well, Curtis Norton, you said it perfectly. Chiba just can't miss at the moment. Every three-point attempt they go for. Aaron Brown just missed the free throw, but he's not renowned for shooting, of course, a 41-year-old. Veteran player, did play at Gonzaga University, but, I mean, this team makes so many tough shots under pressure. Well, he missed them both. Well, Muhammad currently watching from Michigan, supporting the Golden Kings. Glad to have you on the live YouTube chat, brother. Golden Kings currently just trailing a little bit. Well, Brendan Mooney, thank you for your kind words. Are you related to John Mooney? Well, Mooney goes in with a rejection. Well, Vic Law he had a wide open layup inside the paint. And John Mooney pinned him off the backboard, and all of a sudden, it's all Chiba Jets. 2-point lead at the moment. Onodera left wide open. They need this three. It's just way off the mark. Well, shout out to Kyle Rich. Looking to extend their lead at the moment. Smith penetrates. Good ball movement. Gallen finds Mooney. Now Mooney can't make these. He's made them before and he makes them again. And it's now a 19-point lead here to the Chiba Jets. And I got to tell you, defensively, the RYUKYU Golden Kings, they just haven't turned up to the party. Well, it started with a penetration kick out to Ira Brown. One to Asato Ogawa. And Ogawa found John Mooney. Well, John Mooney, just like his counterpart tonight, also played at Notre Dame University, started professionally in the Australian NBL. Well, Kyle, I'm actually from the United Kingdom. I went to the American School of England. I actually also lived in the USA. Kyle, am I Filipino or European? I'm a little bit of both, brother. Well, shout out to Leo, currently watching from New York. Welcome, everybody. Well, Kyle currently watching from the Bay Area. It's Super Messi 25. No, I'm not from New York. I'm from London. Of course, Johnny Bravo Rick on the live YouTube chat telling everybody where he's from. I think we all know where you're from. We read it in a book. It's called Nobody Cares, I think. You know? Well, coming back into the game now. 19-point lead. LET currently watching from. It's another turnover. This is becoming a disaster for the Golden Kings. Shutahara, and at the moment, Chiba Jets, they just cannot miss a three-pointer. They are totally dominating this game at the moment. I think we'll respond, but they need some momentum under 4 minutes. Yeah, this is massive deficit here at the moment. Foul's going to be called here in the backcourt. Well, one thing you got to appreciate is that everybody's on fire, so the ball movements become very crisp here from Chiba Jets. They've got to come up with loose balls. Mooney from the mid-range, and again, he's causing all sorts of problems. While Mooney's ability to make those shots enables him to bring Jack Cooley away from the bucket. I think they're going to call an offensive foul. Yeah, it's on Jack Cooley. So this is becoming a total calamity here for the Golden Kings. Now watch. Yeah, it's a hook on the arm. Second foul against Jack Cooley. They've also got 2 against KT Momora. Well, the Chiba Jets. And he thought it was tough on the road against Alvak Tokyo. But now the Golden Kings, they're just finding how tough it is in the rematch of last season's final. 3-10, Hara penetrates, goes in, and this is just becoming too easy here for the Jets. Well, defensively, you got to ask RYUKYU Golden Kings, do you guys want it? Do you want to defend the championship? Durham goes in, he gets fouled, he'll go to the free throw line. The foul's going to be against Ira Brown. Well, oh no, the foul's on Mooney actually. So Mooney will go to the bench. Smith will come into the game. I'd say the difference with these two teams, of course, is just, how effectively they're able to build their high percentage looks from the field. Moore kicks out, finds Onodera, misses last three, then misses this one. CHIBA keeping this one in bounds. 24-point ball game at the moment. Well, Moore goes in for the interception. Now it's a 2-on-1. The contact goes in. No foul. Good defense. Well, nothing going in the way here for the rookie Golden Kings as Yuki Togashi picking up his former teammate. It's a 2-on-1. You've got to use the extra player here. That's good defense. Well, shout out to Adrian, the son of Leo, currently watching this game as well. Well, basketball fans, if you are watching, please make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the B.LEAGUE. B.LEAGUE International here on YouTube. Well, Xavier Cooks currently at the free throw line, the former NBA player from Victoria, Australia, went to Winthrop University. She played pro basketball not only in Australia but also in Germany for Würzburg, the hometown of one great Dirk Nowitzki. All Cooks missed them both. Still a 24-point lead at the moment. Kishimoto nowhere to go here. Finds Durham in the corner. Durham isolates. Been contact. Good defense again by Cooks. Well, Cooks is causing all the problems on both ends of the floor. Cross court. Howard's been on fire here in the second. Second can't get it. I think maybe that was tipped in by Vic Law. Step back, goes for a three, nothing dropping. Kirk offensive rebound. Goes in, and he's going to get the M1. And a chance now for CHIBA to put some points on the board. Well, you can see the complete offensive style here by the Golden Kings. It's all isolation. And that's why it's been a tough game for them so far. Johnny Bravo Rick, anytime you want, brother, you let me know. You just come to London. You'll find me no problem. Anytime you want. Just send me a DM wherever, whenever, bro. Whenever. Well, Kirk currently at the free throw line. Converts the three-point play. It's 23-point lead currently. Brown pulling up for the mid-range. Just can't get it. Three go flying here for the Jets, and Durham maybe got away with an offensive foul. Moore in the corner. He'll fire another three. He's made one tonight. Another offensive board. Does he get another? Oh, doesn't get the and one. Well, that's a tough play there because they got a wide open three. And he's made one tonight, but he has struggled ever since. But now Alex Cook back at the free throw line. Well, Cook, of course, won 2 B.LEAGUE championships when he played for Alvok Tokyo. Made the switch this season to play for the rookie Golden Kings. Well, he's played some interesting moments this season for the Golden Kings, but, primarily has been a backup center. And I think we're going to have a retake of the free throw due to a lane violation. So another free throw coming up. Well, Kirk, of course, has made Japan his second home since joining the B.LEAGUE. He's going to get another crack at this free throw. Well, the reason Dayo Katani wanted to get him back in this, well, get him in the lineup this season, was he knew that when you're defending your championship, you need to have experience in your team. He makes the second one. 4 out of 4 from the free throw line currently here for Alex Kirk. 48.9 seconds left. CHIBA want to extend their lead, but if Golden Kings get a stop, a potential 2-for-1 is on the line. She broke the defense's ankles and broke his own teammates' ankles. Final 10 seconds. Tagashi nowhere to go. Smith, tough fadeaway three, way off the backboard, can't get it. Kishimoto with the rebounds. Now the Golden Kings just showing a little bit more toughness on defense. Three-second difference between game and shot clock. Kishimoto getting a handoff, penetrates. Again, went to pass the ball and he should have taken himself. And what happened then? The CHIBA Jets had a final opportunity. Well, basketball fans, that indeed is the end of the first half. But CHIBA Jets, they have dominated this game. It has been a 4-0 run for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. But it is indeed a 21-point lead to the B.LEAGUE champions of 2021. Well, this is a rematch of last season's final, in which the Golden Kings did win 2-0 in Yokohama in the B.LEAGUE final. But right now, the Golden Kings, after a very tough quarterfinal matchup against Outback Tokyo, are being challenged here live in Okinawa. Well, we are going to take a 20-minute break, so we do advise go get a drink, go get something to eat, but don't go anywhere too long, as we will return for the second half momentarily. Well, welcome back, basketball fans. The second half will get back underway momentarily, and at the moment is indeed a 21-point lead here to the Chiba Jets. Well, the rematch of last season's final, the Japanese B.LEAGUE, has indeed gone in favor to the team that were runners-up. Chiba again have had a very tough season, battling through injuries. Only 35 victories against the 44 victories of the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Of course, you like the penetration of the kick out, finding Ira Brown, having made 2 threes so far in the game, the 41-year-old. Tamaki making that three-pointer. That cut it down to a 5-point ball game, but in the second quarter, Chiba, they just went on a terror. Shutahara making some big-time shots. Big-time three-pointers. Of course, look at the behind-the-back pass. Mooney going in, and as they did in the Outback Tokyo series, Golden Kings defending the pick and roll has been a trouble so far. Well, that's the case here. I mean, the Sato Agawa off the bench, but look at Smith. Off balance. Of course, making the three-pointer. And a very, very nice play. Good ball to it here in the end. Finding John Mooney. Well, Mooney's been such a key addition. Remember, the Jets were the best team last year in the regular season, winning the Emperor's Cup and losing in the final. And Mooney was a big factor of that. Well, Chris Norton, you got to believe it. Of course, he came to Japan in 2011. That is Ira Brown, 41 years old. And he has also played for the Japanese national team. Well, you can see the three-point count. 8 three-pointers, just above 50% so far for the CHIBA Jets. Of course, 14 field goals from within inside the rainbow, and the rebound count not too dissimilar between these two teams. But it has indeed been one direction. Golden Kings, they need to find a way back in this game. Well, I'd like to give some shout-outs, of course, on YouTube. Welcome to Volg, welcome to Gwen JP, and Chris Norton, of course, taking exception to what I said about Ira Brown, 41 years old. I mean, it's incredible to be 41 years young and still playing at such a high level, especially here in the B-League playoffs. The man has done a great job, of course, taking care of himself in his career. And there is Vic Law, currently leading scorer here for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. And of course, the former CHIBA Jets player left CHIBA Jets after losing in the final to the Golden Kings last season. Well, to all of our basketball fans watching live on YouTube, please let us know where in the world you're currently watching and which team are you supporting. Well, Smith leading the way so far here for the CHIBA Jets. Well, I'm liking the YouTube chat at the moment. A new guest at the moment. I like that one. That's pretty good. Well, John Patrick's got to make sure that his players defensively, that they, of course, stay in this game. Kishimoto currently 7 points. Yuki Takashi currently 10. Well, Takashi, of course, has been the floor general. The floor general here this evening for the CHIBA Jets. Well, Chris Norton currently watching from New Zealand, currently supporting the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, Kings again collectively, they've got to find a way back in this one. Well, welcome to Vaza as well, and welcome to everybody currently watching live here on the YouTube chat. And welcome to Cuen Xie, currently watching from Taiwan. 你好，我的朋友，你叫什么名字？我喜欢篮球。Well, the foul trouble you can see here for KT Momora, 2 fouls. Shota Onodera also with 2 fouls. Well, it's got to be possession by possession at the moment here for the Golden Kings. Well, the CHIBA Jets, the game is in their control. Well, welcome to our friend currently watching from Arizona saying, go CHIBA. Well, John Mooney, he has been terrific in this game. But no Jack Cooley here in the starting lineup. Remember, both Jack Cooley and John Mooney at different times did play at Notre Dame University. Kings will get the first possession. Big Law, their current top scorer, 11 points so far here this evening. Again, tough pass inside the paint, trying to find Alex Cook, and that's not a way to start the second half. Jets leading. Trying to pile on more pressure here against the defending champions. Here comes Togashi, tries to split the defense. There's going to be a foul from behind, I believe. Not sure if this is going to be called against Alan Durham. If it's going to be called against Shota Onodera. Yeah, it's going to be against Onodera, I believe. Slight little push in the back. Well, here comes Tagashi. He's made 2 threes tonight, trying to go for another one. That's a little too short. The Kings again trying to find some way back in this game. They've got to build that momentum, reassert themselves on the offensive side. More penetrates. Finds Durham, but again, it's just one too many passes here. And it comes into a turnover. Smith pump fakes. Down low finds John Mooney. Mooney trying to force his way in against Alan Durham. It's going to be a traveling violation. Good defense by the Morocco man. Well, Mooney does have an argument there because I think Alan Durham is a push there. Yeah, that's a foul. Well, I'd say Alan Durham is quite a lucky player. Oh, again, another turnover. The Golden Kings just giving this game away to the Chiba Jets. Nice pick and roll play. Brown gets rejected. Good defense. Onodera fights for it now. I think that's come off a jump. No. They've said it's come off of Onodera. Oh, it did. Let's have a look at the replay here. Does this come off of Mooney? And I think that comes off of John Mooney, I think. Well, Taio Katani didn't show too much concern when they were down by 14 in Game 1 against the RYUKYU Golden Kings. And here comes Tagashi. Floating. Gets rejected. Well, big man Kirk with the recovery. And Tagashi again had the pump fake. May have just taken a little bit too much time to go for the floater. That's going to go out of bounds. Smith doesn't save it in time, so that indeed will be possession back to the Golden Kings. Well, Vogue, you made a very good point. You've got to take high percentage looks, especially here in the second half. Foul's going to be called. Well, what is going to be the outcome here tonight? Remember, it's a best of 3. Golden Kings now looking for the first field goal. Neither of these two teams have scored in the first 2 minutes. And now Vic Law finding Kishimoto. Time's winding down. Kishimoto's got to isolate here. Goes in, a little foul. A foul has been called. Now the question is, will that be free throws? Well, 至于谢谢我的朋友，我学中文在大学，我需要学中文。Kirk here heavily defended by Mooney. Is now Vic Lloyd getting the switch on defense. Durham pump fakes. Bumps in the lane. No foul called. There's contact there for sure, but the officials felt it wasn't justified enough. 2 minutes and 30 over been played. Neither team has scored here in the second half. Howard comes off a screen. Tries a 3. Can't get it. The rebound secured. The Golden Kings finally get the first bucket. Durham nowhere to go here. Finds Kishimoto. Roll it down the middle. Another foul's going to be committed. That's going to be the 13th foul against the Chiba Jets, and we've almost played 3 minutes here in the second half. Nobody scored. Well, Curtis Norton, probably Spanish and Italian would be fluent, but still learning altogether. I'd love to learn some Maori, actually. I love New Zealand culture, love New Zealand basketball. Or can it cheat? Well, no. Changes come into the game at the moment. RYUKYU checks in for the Jets. Kirk goes in, throws it down with two hands, and that is the first field goal here in the second half, and it took 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Well, when these two teams met last season, remember Gavin Edwards was playing for the CHIBA Jets before he went and played for Utsunomiya Brex. Ko Flippin was with the Golden Kings. Three coming up, no good. Great job by the Golden Kings preventing Mooney getting the offensive rebounds. CHIBA's got to make sure that RYUKYU don't build momentum. For the Golden Kings, they've got to keep going here. Firm heavily defended, finds on Adera. Ball under the basket, goes in, finish. Now it's a 4-0 run. And I think John Patrick has seen enough. He's got a cool timeout here for the CHIBA Jets. Well, it's all a scramble here offensively, especially for the Golden Kings. But if they can find a way back in, by all means. You notice when the Golden Kings move the ball a little bit more, when they go to their half-court sets, set those ball screens, they're a much more effective team. Well, Patrick's probably saying to his players, look, we cannot get complacent on offense. Meanwhile, Dio Katani's going to bring Jack Cooley back into the game. Well, basketball fans, please let us know in the live YouTube chat, where are you currently watching this game in the world? Also, please hit that like button. Every like you give here to the Japanese B.LEAGUE live stream enables us to watch more games here in the B.LEAGUE. Follow-up was good by Cooks. Still a 19-point lead. More deep three is up, no good. Dick Law, another offensive rebound. No fouls committed. The final team foul that's going to be able to given away by the CHIBA Jets. Well, remember, Imamura did twist his ankle in Game 3 against Alvak Tokyo. Well, just been asked a question about when is BCL Asia. Well, BCL Asia will take place in June. The championship winners of all the teams, of course. Oh, nice move there by Kishimoto, going straight to the bucket. Well, welcome to Antonio Moreira, currently watching from Portugal, but again, Cooks just bullies his way to the bucket. CHIBA Jets. Right now, he could be their go-to player with 10 points, the former Washington Wizard. Good ball now, looking to isolate. Nowhere to go. That's another foul. It's on the ground. It's on John Mooney. There's going to be free throws coming up here for Jack Cooley. Well, Mooney had no choice but to foul him, but that's his third personal foul. So that means Patrick's going to have to make a change. So Ira Brown comes back into the game. Well, JC0317 thinks it's going to be CHIBA Jets versus the Hiroshima Dragonflies. Interesting. Well, it's definitely very early to call who will win this series. And right now, we know one thing for sure, that the Chiba Jets, they are controlling the tempo of this game. Well, the free throw struggles we did see in the first series against RYUKYU, the Golden Kings, they've got to make their free throws. Well, he makes a free throw, cutting it down to 18 points. 4:47 to go here in the third quarter. The Jets currently in total control. Garrett trying to be aggressive. Now Smith got it by Imamura. High elevation three is up, no good. Well, they got to push this possession by possession at the moment. Law trying to take on Cooks, goes in. Tough play by Vic Law. Single-handedly trying to keep the RYUKYU Golden Kings in this one. And you notice now when John Mooney's off the floor, the offense is a little bit different here from the Chiba Jets because they don't quite have that protection. Brown's made 2 threes. Doesn't get this one. Phoenix secures another rebound. Another foul committed by Cooks. So 2 free throws coming up. Not a bad foul because Cooley's had his struggles, but Chiba Jets getting a lot of players in foul trouble at the moment. Well, the foul is not on Cooks, it's actually on Smith. But another missed free throw here from Jack Cooley. Well, again, they've got to make the free throws. Makes the second one, cutting it down. 15-point lead with the Chiba Jets. Still in control of this one. As Sato Ogawa checking into the game right now. Well, Shutahara also coming back in. He had a phenomenal second quarter. He did light it up. Ogawa under pressure. Got it by Onodera. Home crowd here in the Okinawa Arena trying to rally behind their team. Well, good offense going in, finding Brown. Again, it's the same situation. Chiba go to that pick and roll. They highlight it, getting Cooks at the high post. Imamura here, defended by Ira Brown. Turns it over, and again, it's the isolation offense that's caused Golden Kings a lot of problems. Good defense by Vic Law, goes out of bounds, and Law catches out of bounds. Well, Antonio Moreira, good question. This is indeed the playoffs, semifinals. Chiba Jets, they defeated Utsunomiya Brex in the quarterfinals in a 3-game exciting series. Well, the Golden Kings, they defeated RYUKYU. Now remember, this series is a rematch of last year's finals, in which Golden Kings did win in the finals. Now it goes in a little floater. Asato-san. Arigato. 37 years of age. Asato Ogawa. It's been a 4-0 run so far here for the Jets. Onodera's going to go off the backboard. Again, the closeout defense by Ogawa. It's just a little too slow to react. Well, he's in the prime of his career, Shota Onodera. It's maybe getting away with the offensive foul there. Brown looks like he's going to, no, it's going to come off of Onodera, so possession will go back to the Chiba Jets. Well, here's Ogawa. Finding Xavier Cooks. Onodera's got to grab that one. 2:18 to go here in the third quarter. 17-point lead. Smith, quick three, can't get it. It goes out of bounds, and that's going to go to the Golden Kings as they try to rally their way back in this game. Again, he's just trying to find his rhythm in this game. Durham penetrates. Bumps, can't get it, gets his own rebound. It's on the ground. But the Jets come up with it. Fighting for the ball. No, they're going to call foul. Let's have a look. Here was the penetration by Durham. It was a good hands by Chris Smith, excuse me. I think the Golden Kings were hoping it was going to be a jump ball violation, but it's going to be a foul against Alan Durham. Now we're into 1:45 here in the third quarter. Still a 17-point lead. Smith got it by Imamura. Imamura trying to stand his ground. They have a nice little fadeaway and a beautiful play by Christopher Smith. Well, he went for that back down fadeaway to spin out baseline. That's a tough play to go for. It's back to a 19-point lead. Cooley throws it away, and again, sloppy basketball here from the Golden Kings. CHIBA Jets in no need to rush this whatsoever. Out of penetrates. Too strong off the backboard. Good defense by Cooley. And the Jets can potentially go 2 for 1. Durham pick and pop, wide open three is up, no good. It's a good look. Problem is when he takes those threes, it only leaves Jack Cooley available for the offensive rebounds. Well, Cooks all the way. Cooks gets fouled. And RYUKYU Golden Kings defense just falling asleep right there. Well, Cooks currently at the free throw line, as we mentioned, has had his struggles from the charity stripe this evening. If he makes this one, he can't make it a 20-point ball game. But he has indeed missed his last 3 free throws. Well, he's got to hold tight. He's got to hold his composure. They may lead by a large margin, but anything can happen, of course, in the fourth quarter. Especially when it comes to RYUKYU Golden Kings. Finally makes one. And now it is indeed a 20-point lead to the CHIBA Jets. And 20 seconds difference between game and shot clock here at the moment. We're going to go for another three. Nothing dropping here, and another rebound secured. And now the final shot here in the third quarter. Golden Kings three-point shooting hasn't been good enough here this evening. Smith isos, and that's the final foul to give away. 2 points. That's not a bad foul, actually, because it doesn't send him to the free throw line, but what it does do, it does indeed. That's going to be the third foul against Imamura. Well, Kanachika, 21 years of age, checks back into the game for the CHIBA Jets. 2.2 left. Smith now going for a tough fadeaway, puts it up, can't get it at the end of the third quarter. It is indeed a 20-point lead to last season's runners-up in this repeat of a finals fixture. John Patrick applauding his players for their defensive efforts. 10 minutes to go. Will they take game one? Or are we about to witness the best comeback of this season's B.LEAGUE playoffs? Well, basketball fans, we will indeed be back in just under 2 minutes. Final 10 minutes. Game one here in the semifinals between CHIBA Jets and the defending champions, RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, here are some of the key replays from the third quarter. Those Golden Kings, they came out with a 4-0 run. You kind of felt they were going to build the momentum. But they have indeed struggled immensely here tonight against the CHIBA Jets. Well, indeed, the Jets will get the first possession here of the fourth and final quarter. Already a foul has been called to start the fourth quarter. Well, if it's on Imamura, yeah, it is. Quite clearly, you can see Imamura struggling from. That's his fourth personal foul, yeah, but he twisted his ankle last week. Well, he has struggled immensely, and I think he's not going to come back tonight. Well, there's the turnover. The Kings now need something going here. It took them 3 minutes to get the first field goal in the third quarter. That's a Hail Mary three. Big offensive rebound. Look, I think that you could see John Patrick infuriated with the referees. He felt that should have been an offensive foul. Now watch Jack Cooley on the offensive rebound. Yeah, I think he's right. Well, a baseline possession. Finding Vic Law. Kishimoto, nothing dropping here. And this kind of gives you the reminiscent feelings of game two against Alvak Tokyo for the Golden Kings. Smith step back. Big offensive rebound and block is going to be, well, the foul's going to be cool, but that's the benefit of having John Mooney in the team. He will get you the offensive boards. The foul is going to be called against Matsuaki. Well, the foul, as we mentioned, Matsuaki will pick this one up. John Mooney will go to the free throw line. Well, John Mooney, of course, co-captain of this team along with Yuki Togashi. Well, he left Notre Dame in 2020, started his pro career in Australia with the Perth Wildcats, only joining the CHIBA Jets in 2021. Third season now playing pro basketball here in Japan. Just gets a drop on the free throw. 22-point lead at the moment now for the CHIBA Jets. To go offensively. Going for the Gets his own rebound. The putback is good. That's the kind of fight right now the RYUKYU Golden Kings need. 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Every possession is going to have to count. Well, shout out to Darlene McBull Smith, currently watching from Sacramento, the hometown of Chris Smith. While Mooney now down the lane. This guy simply too much to handle here for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. 15 points tonight for John Mooney. The former Fighting Irish. Well, Matsuaki again, the three is just way off the mark. And, you know, the problem is right now, the Golden Kings, the offense just isn't as fluid. You look at the Chiba Jets, they get into half-court sets, they move the ball, they create high-percentage looks. Tagashi finding Mooney, another switch on defense. Kanechika, he'll fire a three. Now indeed it is a 25-point lead. Well, Chiba came in here with a game plan, and they have dominated right from the beginning. Kanechika nailing down the wide-open three-pointer. When I say wide open, he did have a hand in his face. But it's all been one direction here at the moment. Well, LET currently watching from Australia. John Patrick once said to me that a player like Yuki Tagashi, he's like the sheriff. He just controls and dictates everything that happens on the floor. The problem is right now, you can see the rush defense here from the Golden Kings overcommitting, not closing out. It is indeed a tough one. Well, game one today, game two will be tomorrow, and if we do go to a game three, that will be played on Tuesday, I believe. It has to be about pride here for the Golden Kings. Struggled immensely in this game. We've just got to play out this final quarter to give them some belief and hope going into game two. Remember, they won game one against Alvak Tokyo on the road with a double OT victory and a three-point winner. Lost game two. And of course, won game three in the most exciting of all fashions. Trying to post up. Good defense by Smith again. Smith, as a backcourt player, putting pressure against veteran Alex Kirk. Well, LET, do itashimashite. Kyou wa Nihongo wo benkyou shite. Penetration. It's kicking down one. What a play by Smith. Well, the man from Sacramento. Well, he grew up probably loving the Sacramento Kings, and now he's causing problems here for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, 27-point lead currently here for the Chiba Jets. It's been total domination. Three-point play has been converted, 28-point lead. Yasas Tikana Shvilimu DNA Simera. The foul has been committed against Yuki Togashi. Osolene Filimu. Well, the problem with the Golden Kings, the defense has been a tough one, of course, and another turnover. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul, surely. John Mooney's called for it. Well, it's been a total calamity here, especially since the second quarter for the Golden Kings. And the officials will look at this one. I would not be surprised this is going to get upgraded because he is the last player. So the officials will look, but we'll find out momentarily what they've decided. Will this be upgraded? Well, the upgrade has been made, so 2 free throws for the CHIBA Jets. They will get the ball back. John Patrick's got to be thinking tomorrow. 1 win away from getting back to the final. CHIBA were the best team in the regular season last year, setting the record for most victories in a season, winning the Emperor's Cup. But their season, of course, was ended thanks to the RYUKYU Golden Kings in the final. Of course, CHIBA, they did win the East Asia Super League. That was this season, but of course the bigger tournament they'll have to try and win is going to be the BCL Asia. CHIBA's next premium continental competition. Mooney high post. And that's what I'm talking about. Game 2. How easy is it for John Mooney to get the ball inside the high post on the zone defense? How easy and how wide open was that shot? Well, John Mooney's been terrific. 3 years he's played for the CHIBA Jets. Missed a layup. Fouls been called on the ground. It's going to be the 3rd team foul against CHIBA Jets. Well, 4 foul called against. Shutahara. Thicklaw is unable to get the mid-range. Well, Cal Rich, I got to tell you, John Mooney for me is one of the best import players in Japan. But it's not over this series. CHIBA Jets may very well take game 1 here tonight, and they've deserved it very well. They've been terrific. The Golden Kings that we've seen backs up against the wall, they've responded well in the Tokyo series. Game 2 will be tomorrow night. This Okinawa crowd, no doubt, they'll be coming ready here tomorrow to make sure their team take this to a game 3. Kirk goes in, throws it down with 2 hands. Right now, it looks like it's all a consolation here for the defending champions. Smith trying to go for the one-legged floater, can't get it. The rebound has been secured by Alex Kirk. Well, the thing for RYUKYU Golden Kings, when they struggle from the perimeter, they've got to find a plan B, in their game. Also, defensively, they've got to figure out how to defend pick and rolls, and no doubt the CHIBA Jets would have seen that Golden Kings struggled against Alvak Toku to defend the ball screen. Because anytime you play against RYUKYU Golden Kings defense, it's just too easy to find a roller off every single ball screen. Well, Smith picks up his 3rd foul as now Naoki Tashido checks into the game for the RYUKYU Golden Kings, number 24. Well, Takatani, along with his coaching staff, Anthony McHenry, watching on here at the moment. .5:12 left. Vic Law currently at the free throw line. He's been probably their only best player this evening. Only one three-pointer coming from Marichi Kishimoto. But credit to the Golden Kings. They have been terrific here tonight. Or excuse me, the CHIBA Jets have been terrific. Well, CHIBA come here with a game plan. The champions of 2021 defeating Utsunami and Brex in the final. CHIBA Jets currently on that playoff beast mode as there's an ad ball in the three-pointer by Yuki Togashi. Well, changes coming in the moment. Togashi It's going to be a timeout call by Dai Ogatani of the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, basketball fans, it looks like Game 1 will indeed go to the CHIBA Jets. I want to ask you a question. Do you think Golden Kings will win tomorrow and send this to a Game 3 on Tuesday? Let us know. Well, they can see the foul trouble. Of course, KT Momora struggled in this game. He did have an injury picked up at the end of Game 3 against Alvok Tokyo. I don't think he's quite recovered from that injury. Of course, not a lot of turnaround time. They do play tomorrow for Game 2. Unsportsmanlike fan foul for Johnny. Run to 5 minutes. It's only consolation and pride at the moment here for the defending champions. Must be ready tomorrow, and there's another turnover. The Jets are going to finish this one. The layup is beautifully tucked away. Great layup indeed. Made in transition by RYUKYU. Another penetration, nowhere to go here. Finds Onodera. That's going to be a 24-second violation. Well, that's one thing Dai Ogatani is always going to be. He's always going to be a growth mindset coach. Positive thinker. His team, they've very well been beaten here today by the CHIBA Jets. Jets, of course, they'll be one victory away from getting to the finals after this. There's a kick out. Brown left wide open. Can't get. Oh, yes, he does get it. Sugoi. Well, Hontoni Majide, as they say in Japan. 34-point lead. Don't go for the post-up. Can't get it, but Kirk goes in for the follow-up. 3:30 under left here in the fourth quarter. The Jets and the Kings just want this game to be over and done with. Get ready for Game 2. Jets will be 4 quarters away from getting to the final. In the case of the Golden Kings, they'll be fighting for 4 quarters to take it to a Game 3 as Ira Brown goes for 3. Takashi hesitation goes in. He kept that in his right hand. That is Sugoi. What a move by Yuki Togashi. 2:59 left here in the fourth quarter. I mean, Yuki Togashi's just putting on a clinic right here. Getting a hand off. Look at the hesitation here. And then baseline. That ball stays in his right hand. Well, that is the $1 million player, baby. Well, this indeed will be a very big victory for the CHIBA Jets, currently leading by 34 points. The Jets don't look like they're taking their foot off the pedal anytime soon. Golden Kings go for three. They can't get it. You know, what's incredible, of course, is the CHIBA Jets. They had to fight their way into the playoffs this year. Well, they had to make it via the wild card. Of course, in the Japanese B.LEAGUE, you got three divisions, East, West, and Central. Top two teams in each division automatically qualify for the playoffs, while the next two teams qualify with the highest record out of those top two positions, which we call the wild card. And the Jets, indeed, well, they were the 8th seed, defeating Utsunami Brex in the playoffs. Well, of course, the foul has been committed. Well, I've just been asked a question on the live YouTube chat. Which league is better, the B.LEAGUE of Japan or the CBA of China? Well, I'd say currently the B.LEAGUE. The B.LEAGUE has grown at an exponential rate. Of course, the B.LEAGUE was a formation of two leagues that came together, the Basketball Japan League and the Japanese Basketball League back in 2016. And what used to be just two conferences, East and West, has now become three conferences. And a neat thing you got to take into consideration, Japan right now is developing the best domestic players in Asia. Because you got to remember, Japan qualified for the Paris Olympics via the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And they only did it with one NBA player. That was Yuta Watanabe. Kawamura, Togashi, Hiyojima, some of the top players here in the B.LEAGUE. I mean, they are getting their credits internationally. And where do they play? They play here in the B.LEAGUE. Another thing I'll say about Japanese B.LEAGUE basketball is never an empty seat in the crowd. Watanabe throws this one away, goes out of bounds. It's gonna take a deflection. No. I think the Jets will get it back. Well, Dito, I disagree with that. I don't think that would happen with the Liaoning in the CBA. I mean, look, CBA is good level basketball, but I think the B.LEAGUE has overtaken it. Final 2 minutes left here in the game. Committed by the CHIBA Jets. Three's up, three beautifully tucked away, but it could all be a consolation by Hayato Maki. Well, CHIBA just trying to finish on a strong note as high as possible. Good defense by Watanabe. Watanabe could have got a call for a foul there because he was moving into him. He did have his hands up. There's the first foul. There's the second one. Right here, he's walking. To me, that's a defensive foul. Trying to find Watanabe on the alley-oop. Can't connect. Good anticipation. 2-on-1 here. Well, it's actually a 4-on-2. CHIBA, no need to rush anything. Finishing the layup under pressure. 35-point lead to the Jets. What a finish. CHIBA Jets making a huge statement here in the semifinals. It's just like the finals last year, of course. CHIBA went into the finals, best team, best record. Just when they met the Golden Kings, they were completely stunned. So final 41.5 left here in the game. Currently, there will indeed be victory here to the CHIBA Jets. And tomorrow there'll be one victory from getting to the third final in 4 seasons. D3 goes flying, can't get it. The rebound spin secured by Watanabe. Watanabe bump fakes, hard fouls, so he'll go to the free throw line. Well, of course, you mentioned two names there. Yuta Watanabe will be leaving the NBA next year to play here in the B-League. Well, Tominaga will also be coming. Well, thank you, Cal Rich, for your kind words, and we do thank you for joining us. Somebody go look in the lost and found for Johnny, because he's been, or whatever, Claude, his new name, I can't remember who he is. Bless him. Watanabe makes the free throw. Chris played his university basketball in Portland and Hawaii. Started his debut for Japan's national team with the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Well, thank you, Chris Norton, as well. We'll catch up, talk some Kiwi basketball soon. Love Kiwi basketball. And basketball fans, we thank you for joining us here for Game 1 of the Japanese B-League playoff semifinal between the CHIBA Jets and the RYUKYU Golden Kings. CHIBA Jets, they'll win this one 95-62. They'll take Game 1, and they will indeed be 4 quarters, 40 minutes, 1 game away from the final. Well, tomorrow it's going to be a do or die for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. They must win tomorrow to keep their season alive. Well, the problem tonight here for the RYUKYU Golden Kings, they just didn't get the three-point shooting going. Struggled from the field defensively. They couldn't deal with the aggressive play from the CHIBA Jets. And that was the truth of the matter between these two teams. Well, a big play, of course, the CHIBA Jets fans making the 3-hour flight from Tokyo here to Okinawa. Well, they can enjoy the beautiful weather, the beautiful scenery here in this beautiful island, small town of Okinawa-shi. But, of course, the win tonight here for the Jets means tomorrow, if they win, if they defeat the Golden Kings, they will indeed be on their way to the finals, where they will either meet the Hiroshima Dragonflies or they will meet the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. On this side of the playoff bracket, you've had 4 of the best teams, arguably. You've had Utsunomiya Brex, they lost to the Jets, and then Alvak Tokyo losing to RYUKYU Golden Kings. Well, shout out to all of our people joining live. Thank you very much to LET watching from Australia. Volg, welcome, and thank you for joining us. We are going to hear from Golden Kings players, coaches, to get some final words before we head out. We'll take a look at some of the key highlights, and then we will also look at the key statistics from this game. Well, here's Daikatani. We're going to listen to what Daikatani has to say momentarily.
放送席、セミファイナル初戦を取りました千葉ジェッツ、ジョン・パトリックヘッドコーチです。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
初戦前半からいいオフェンスで流れをつかみました。特にオフェンスで良かった部分、どんなところですか？
ディフェンスからオフェンスの方で、ディフェンスでストップしてリバウンドしてからのファーストブレイクとハイペースの、戦いは良かったと思います。
琉球に対しては天皇杯の決勝に続いて大事なゲームで強さを見せました。相手の良さを出させなかったという部分ではいかがですか？
いやリーグ戦は2つここで負けたんで、それが悔しくて、みんな集中していると思います。
オフェンスでは5人が2桁得点、スリーポイントも積極的に打ちました。その面に関してはいかがですか？
向こうの方はサイズが大きくて、うちの方はちょっと速くて、足が速くて、それでドライビングキックとかボールをシェアして オフェンスでもオープン3がたくさんありました。
逆に相手の得点も62点に抑えました。ディフェンス面良かった部分どんなところでしょうか。
そちらに集中して、それが全てだと思います。ディフェンスとリバウンドの戦いでまた明日頑張りたいと思います。
昨シーズンとファイナルと同じカードになっていますけれども、また明日に向けても最後ポイントですとか意気込みお願いします。
まだシリーズは終わってないんで1対0で認証しないと、進めないんですので、明日も皆さんのサポートもらって頑張りたいと思います。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
Well, there you heard from head coach John Patrick, the head coach of the CHIBA Jets. Remember, he was a player here in Japan during his playing days, and the first time he coached in Japan was in 2006 for Alva Tokyo in the former JBL League before they merged with the Basketball Japan League to make the B.LEAGUE. Well, the translation coming from head coach John Patrick, the key thing today was transition from defense to offense.
続いて初戦を取りましたけれども、この勝利についてはいかがですか。
Getting more rebounds and fast break points is key. Let's listen now to Yuki Tagashi.
入りからすごくねチームとして準備してきたものを出せたかなと思います。
その入りという面では第1クォーターで富樫選手が8得点で主導権を握るのに大きく貢献しましたけれども、そのあたりの思いというのはいかがでしたか。
僕だけじゃなく本当にチームとして、しっかり連動して、動くことできたと思いますし、でも今日の試合に関してももちろん、開始っていうのは一番大事ですけど、本当に40分間通して、集中力切れることなく戦うことできたので、もう本当に明日にもつながる試合できたんじゃないかなと思います。
ディフェンス面でも琉球のターンオーバーを多く誘いましたけれども、ディフェンス面はどんな手応えを感じてますか。
ボールマンのプレッシャーも含めローテーションと、ヘルプのディフェンスとも全てがねチームとして本当に準備してきたものを出せたと思いますし、自分たちがやられていいところとやられてはいけないところっていうのをしっかり明確にしてきたので、本当に選手全員ねそれをコートで出したんじゃないかなと思います。
実は琉球はここ沖縄ではチャンピオンシップでは8連勝中、それを止めたということになりましたけれども、この大きな相手の歓声の中でどんな思いでプレーしてましたか。
僕はもちろんアウェーですけど、このアリーナすごく大好きで、多分琉球に所属している選手以外では一番プレーしていると思ってるんですけど、代表も含め、この雰囲気の中で本当にプレーできるところが幸せなので、もう1試合明日このたくさんの皆さんの前でいいプレーできるように準備したいなと思います。
今シーズンはワイルドカードの下位からというこのチャンピオンシップになっていますけれども、どんな意識がチーム全体としてうまくいってますか。
レギュラーシーズン正直かなりいい時悪い時の差が激しく、本当に難しいシーズンではあったんですけど、ESL と天皇杯と含めこういう本当に負けたら終わりの試合に対する思いというか気持ちの切り替えと、すごくこのチームはできていると思うので、もう一回明日準備してファイナルに行けるように頑張りたいなと思います。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
Well, that was Yuki Tagashi, the first ever $1 million player from Japan, getting a round of applause from the visiting CHIBA Jets fans, as well as the home crowd here in Okinawa of the RYUKYU Golden Kings. And of course, Golden Kings fans wanting a high five and a selfie with Tagashi. Well, the translation coming from Yuki Tagashi is that today they were very well prepared. Defensively, that was the key talking point, the key focal point coming into this game. In the regular season, they struggled with injuries, the condition wasn't stable, but now he said his team's ready. They are ready to win the B.LEAGUE championship. Well, it was an exciting game in the first quarter. Both teams going back and forth, exchanging field goals. Xavier Cook's going coast to coast. Well, he probably did that a few times back in the Washington District of Columbia when he played for the Wizards. But Cooley and Durham struggling inside the paint here tonight. So three-point shooting just wasn't good enough here from the Golden Kings. But CHIBA Jets hit 8 three-pointers in the first half. They were on fire. Well, there was a three-pointer by Hayato Maki. Maki making the big three-pointer. And here was the play again. Shutahara getting going in the second quarter. Struggled with his three-point shot in the first quarter, but look at the pick and roll behind the back pass. Finding Mooney. $1 million player finding the Fighting Irish. No help side defense whatsoever. Well, of course, the second half, the Golden Kings, they came out a lot stronger. There was a rejection by Alex Cook, but they just couldn't get on a run. You know, when you're down by as many as 20, you got to find possession by possession a way back in the game. Cook, of course, been brought into this team this season after many years with RYUKYU. There was Vic Law. On the pick and roll play, John Mooney going down the lane, but offensive rebound by Xavier Cooks. And Jack Cooley said this in Game 3 against RYUKYU. They've got to win the rebound battle if they want to win this game. And, that might be the case tomorrow against CHIBA Jets. They're going to need a big performance from this man. It's a nice pick and roll sequence, finding Cooks at the free throw line. And then a dump down to Ira Brown. Well, Brown, of course, good moments. And that was a Sato Ogawa, the 36-year-old. There was a follow-up by Jack Cooley fighting for the offensive boards. He got fouled there, but nothing was cool. But look at this by Togashi. Dump down, finding Mooney. Mooney finishing, no problem. Third season already here for the CHIBA Jets, and he has been a great player so far in the B-League. They won the championship in 2021, and they are indeed looking to bring another one home. Only 4 teams have ever won the B-League championship. Utsunomiya Brex won the first. RYUKYU won the next 2. CHIBA then won the 4th one. That was in 21. Brex did win another one in 22. And last season, Golden Kings won. Are we going to have a new B-League champion? Or will we see either the Kings or the Jets? We take the crown home again. That was a nice little handoff here. Togashi going baseline, keeping that one in one hand, showing the magic. Well, it's all over here tonight in the beautiful Okinawa Arena. Only 5 3-pointers tonight here from the Golden Kings. CHIBA only made 2 in the second half, but they did finish with 10. 9 out of 12 for the free throw line tonight for the Golden Kings. You talk about winning the rebounding count. I mean, Golden Kings won that. The only difference is they just didn't shoot well from the perimeter. So if you don't make your 3-point shots, that will be the key difference. They've got to make those 3-pointers tomorrow if they want to give themselves a chance competing here and taking this to a much-needed Game 3. Well, they took RYUKYU to a Game 3 after winning Game 1. Now their backs are up against the wall. So if the Golden Kings indeed want to get to the final, they've got to win 2 in a row. And they've got to do it against a team who's just too hungry at the moment. Big Law leading all scorers for the Golden Kings with 16. While Christopher Smith from Sacramento, 19 big points. He was unstoppable here this evening. Ira Brown, the veteran 41-year-old, leading all rebounders for the Jets with 6 rebounds. Jack Cooley had 7. But it just wasn't enough in the end for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Vic Law, the former CHIBA Jets player, did leave the CHIBA Jets to quite abruptly at the end of the season. 16-9 for Vic Law. Alex Kirk with 13 and Jack Cooley with 10. Only 9 points tonight here from Maruichi Kishimoto. They've got to find other ways to score tomorrow if they want to take this to a Game 3. As we said, Golden Kings must win tomorrow if they're going to try to hold on to their B-League championship. Big-time performance, of course. Of course, 19 points from Christopher Smith. John Mooney was 17. Naira Brown with a big performance, but again, job's not done. They've got one more game to win tomorrow. If they want to send this, well, they want to send themselves to the finals, where they'll either meet the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins or the Hiroshima Dragonflies. Well, there was the head-to-head matchup. Tagashi finished with 12 points, 7 assists. Kishimoto had 9. And it is indeed all over here tonight. Kishimoto just couldn't get it going from the perimeter, and that was where it all went wrong here this evening for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. But they'll get another chance tomorrow night here in Okinawa. Question will be at the end of tomorrow night, are we going to Game 3, or is the season all over for the Golden Kings? Well, basketball fans, of course, the other semifinal will be going on tomorrow. That'll be between Nagoya Diamond Dolphins and Hiroshima Dragonflies. We do thank you for joining us here in Okinawa. Well, the first game tomorrow will be between Diamond Dolphins and the Dragonflies. The game after that will indeed be CHIBA Jets versus RYUKYU Golden Kings. All live here on B.LEAGUE International. So make sure you tune in to get all the best live action. This is going to be a very exciting end to see who gets to the final. Because the way it stands, we could have a new B.LEAGUE champion, or we could indeed see either CHIBA Jets or RYUKYU Golden Kings win this second championship. Well, that's all from here in Okinawa Arena. We do thank you for joining us. The CHIBA Jets fans, they'll enjoy tonight. They'll enjoy a little bit of relaxation downtime knowing they're one win away from the final. Well, basketball fans, as always, we thank you for joining us. Thank you, goodbye, good night, and God bless. Arigato gozaimasu. Sayonara, and ayasumi nasai here from Okinawa.